fairyland garden, in the fairyland garden.
It's a day to smile and sing and dance.
In the fairyland garden, in the fairyland garden.
Oh, when the grumbles come around, sing this song out very loud and chase all those grumbles away.
Because the grumbles aren't much fun, it's much better in the sun. So smile and have a happy day.
Oh, when the grumbles come around, sing this song out very loud and chase all those grumbles away.
Because the grumbles aren't much fun, it's much better in the sun. So smile and have a happy day.
It's a lovely day to be with friends.
In the fairyland garden, in the fairyland garden, in the fairyland garden.
It's a day to smile and sing and dance.
In the fairyland garden, in the fairyland garden. It's a lovely day to be with friends. In the fairyland garden, in the fairyland garden, in the fairyland garden. It's a day to smile and sing and dance. In the fairyland garden, in the fairyland garden.
That was mesmerizing performance. I request all the parents to please be seated. Little Red Riding Hood is a story of empowerment as the heroine ultimately outsmarts the wolf and triumphs over adversity. This aspect of the tale can inspire us to be brave, resourceful, and resilient in the face of challenges. Overall, Little Red Riding Hood remains a beloved classic that offers timeless lessons and entertainment for young and old. Its enduring popularity speaks to the universal appeal of its theme and characters, making it a cherished part of literary tradition. Here are junior and senior kindergarten kids with a drama, along with the playgroup kids adding up with flower dance.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl. She lived with her mother and some people in the neighborhood. She often used to wear red cape and hood, and so she was called Little Red Riding Hood. One bright sunny day, she had gone out to play. Her mother called her in and said, "Please carry this basket to your loving grandma. I have packed for her some goodies and bread." So her mother put in the goodies and bread in the basket, and she called out for Red Riding Hood. "Red Riding Hood, here, take this and be careful."
Yes, Mother, don't worry.
Wait, and listen carefully to what I have to say. Don't talk to anyone. Don't stop on the way. It will do you no good. Listen well, I pray. Nodding, Red Riding Hood took the basket in hand and said,
Bye-bye, Mother. Bye.
"Goodbye, my child." Waving goodbye to her mother, she crossed a bit of land, walking merrily away, carrying her basket with goodies for her grandma. In a minute, she was happily skipping along. On the way through the forest, on the branches of trees, she heard the twittering of birds as they sang so merrily. From branch to branch, little animals were swinging. Nature was at its best. She saw the little rabbits nibbling leaves and grass, and chipmunks and squirrels were scampering across. Ahead of her were beautiful flowers with charming colors and fragrance. For Grandma she picked a few flowers, but some of the blossoms fell. I like the flowers, I like the daffodils, I like the mountains, I like the rolling hills, I like the fireside when the lights are low. Boom-de-yada, 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 boom-de-yada. I like the flowers, I like the daffodils, I like the mountains, I like the rolling hills, I like the fireside when the lights are low. Boom-de-yada, 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 boom-de-yada. I like the flowers, I like the daffodils, I like the mountains, I like the rolling hills, I like the fireside when I like the rolling hills, I like the fireside when I like the rolling hills, boom-de-yada, 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 I like the daffodils, I like the mountains, I like the rolling hills, I like the fireside when I like the rolling hills, I like the fireside when I like the rolling hills, boom-de-yada, 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 While she was gathering flowers, a wolf appeared on the scene. The wicked wolf came near Red Riding Hood. Red Riding Hood was afraid. She had never seen the wolf before. She didn't know what to do. In his harsh and mean voice, the wicked wolf said,
Oh, pretty child, where are you going?
I'm going to my grandma.
Oh, you are going to see your grandma. I am hungry. I wanna eat. What are you carrying in your basket?
I'm carrying some goodies for my grandma.
You are carrying goodies for your grandma.
The wolf came still nearer to her. Seeing the wicked wolf come closer, Little Red Riding Hood moved back. She was afraid. She knew what he was trying to do. She quickly picked up a basket and ran as fast as she could.
Oh, where has she gone?
As he could not catch her, he was angry. But now he knew that the Little Red Riding Hood was going to see her grandmother. Her grandmother lived on the other side of the forest. He had dangerous plans. Many, many shortcuts through the jungle he knew. He took one and ran till the house was in view. On reaching the house, at the door he knocked, expecting Little Red Riding Hood, Grandma unlocked. The grandma looked. Who was that? The wicked wolf jumped on her. He got her and tied her and left her in a room. She was frightened and trembling. She didn't know what was happening. Little Red Riding Hood came down hurrying. The wolf shouldn't catch her all the way. She kept worrying that he was in the house. No idea did she have. Wearing Grandma's clothes and glasses, the wolf lay in bed. On reaching the house, she knocked at the door. There was no reply. Little Red Riding Hood pushed the door. She looked around, but she couldn't see her grandma. She rushed in the house and kept the basket on the floor. But she couldn't see her grandma. She shouted again,
Grandma, Grandma, where are you?
Trying to sound like her grandmother. The wolf called her.
I am here. Come in, my dear.
She had never seen her like this before. The sly wolf realized. So he said again,
Come closer, my dear, so that I can see you well.
She went slightly closer and looked at his eyes and said,
Oh, Grandmother, what big eyes you have.
So that I can see you better.
The wolf said slyly. Then she looked at his ears.
Oh, Grandmother, what big ears you have.
So that I can hear you better.
Then she looked at his nose.
Oh, Grandmother, what big nose you have.
So that I can smell you better.
And then she looked at his teeth.
Oh, Grandmother, what big teeth you have.
So that I can eat you better.
The hungry wolf could wait no longer. He jumped out of bed. He tried to grab her. There was a woodcutter who was working nearby. The woodcutter was cutting firewood. He heard Little Red Riding Hood cry for help.
Help me, please.
He put down his axe. But he thought that it is his imagination. So he picked up his axe and started working again. Again he heard the cry of Little Red Riding Hood. He left his work half done as things seemed grim and ran towards the house, his axe with him. the woodcutter ran. On reaching the house, he dashed in through the door. He struck the wolf a mighty blow. He beat him, he struck him, the wolf fell on the floor. That's the end of the big bad wolf. The woodcutter untied the grandma.
Are you all right, Grandma?
Yes, my son, I'm all right.
Oh, don't worry. The wolf is dead.
Oh, thank you, my child. Where is my little Red Riding Hood?
I'm here, Grandma. I'm here.
Grandma quickly ran to the little girl. She wiped away her tears and hugged her. Oh, my little child, are you all right?
Yes, Grandma. I'm all right.
Grandma was very happy to see little Red Riding Hood safe and sound. Thank you, my son, for saving us from that wicked wolf. God bless you, my child. Goodbye.
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 She had no more fear of the wolf. She could now easily roam in the woods. As she went back, she played with the small animals on the way, enjoying it. As soon as she reached back home, she told her mother of all that had happened. Her mother thanked God that her little Red Riding Hood was safe and sound. Little Red Riding Hood told her mother that she was not afraid of anything, but she promised that on the way to her grandmother, she will never again talk to strangers.
That was an amazing performance. I request everyone to please give a big round of applause for our Little Riding Hood. Dear parents, it's just a beginning. We have many more in a row. Snow White and Seven Dwarfs. Snow White and Seven Dwarfs is a timeless classic that has been enchanted audience for generations with its captivating story. Memorable characters, stunning animation, as the first movie length was being animated feature film produced by Walt Disney Studio. It holds a very special place in cinematic history and continues to be celebrated as a masterpiece of animation. The film is animated is also stand-out feature showcasing the groundbreaking techniques and attention to the detail that the Walt Disney has come from. Snow White and Seven Dwarfs is filled with birth-taking imaginary that transports viewers into a magical world. Here, we have our junior and senior kindergarten kids with a drama added up with dwarf dance.
Once upon a time, in a kingdom far away, a beautiful princess was born.
Look at her soft skin.
Look at her red lips.
She's so lovely.
The baby princess had skin as white as snow, so people called her Snow White. But soon after, the queen got sick and died. And the king married another queen who was evil. The new queen had a magic mirror. One day, the queen wore a new dress and asked the mirror, "Mirror, mirror, who is the most beautiful in the world?" Mirror on the wall, mirror on the wall, who's the most beautiful in the world?
Snow White, she's the most beautiful in the world.
What? Snow White is the most beautiful? It can't be true. won't let that be. Call the huntsman.
At your service, my queen.
Take Snow White into the woods and kill her.
La 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 la.
But the huntsman felt sorry for Snow White.
Princess, please run away. It's dangerous if you return to the castle.
Oh, I understand. Thank you, Huntsman.
Snow White walked in the woods all night, and finally, she found a little house. There were 7 little beds in the house.
I wonder who lives in this little house.
Snow White was so tired that she fell asleep.
I am so sleepy.
Just then, 7 dwarfs were returning from their work.
Here we are, 7 little dwarfs. Let's all sing a happy song. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Where is the last one? La 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 la, 7 little dwarfs. Hey! Who is she?
Who is she?
Beautiful.
Someone is sleeping on our bed.
Oh, I am sorry. I am Snow White.
Snow White?
I had nowhere to go, so...
Poor princess.
Poor princess.
Stay with us.
Yeah, stay with us. Really? Thank you.
Ting tang, walla walla bang bang. Ooh ee ooh ah ah, ting tang, walla walla bang bang. Ooh ee ooh ah ah, ting tang, walla walla bang bang. Ooh ee ooh ah ah, ting tang, walla walla bang bang. Do 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 do. Ooh ee ooh ah ah, ting tang, walla walla bang bang. Ooh ee ooh ah ah, ting tang, walla walla bang bang. Ooh ee ooh ah ah, ting tang, walla walla bang bang. Ooh ee ooh ah ah, ting tang, walla walla bang bang. I told the witch doctor I was in love with you. I told the witch doctor I was in love with you. And then the witch doctor, he told me what to do. He told me, ooh, ee, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bang, bang. Ooh, ee, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bang, bang. Ooh, ee, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bang, bang. Ooh, ee, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bang, bang. I told the witch doctor you didn't love me true. I told the witch doctor you didn't love me nice. And then the witch doctor, he gave me this advice.
Meanwhile, back at the castle.
Mirror, mirror, who's the most beautiful in the world?
Snow White living in the woods is the most beautiful of all.
What? She is still alive?
The angry queen made a poisoned apple with her magic.
Abracadabra, do the magic. Abra. Abracadabra, do the magic. The poisoned apple in my hand, it'll kill Snow White. Abracadabra, the song of magic. If you have a bite, you'll sleep forever. Nobody knows it's poisoned. Abra, abra, abracadabra. Abracadabra, do the magic. Abra. Abracadabra, do the magic. Abra. Do the magic. Yup.
The queen disguised herself as an old woman and visited Snow White.
Young lady, please have a bite of this red apple. Wow, it looks yummy. Why do I suddenly feel so dizzy? Oh.
When the dwarfs came home, they found Snow White lying on the ground.
Wake up, princess!
I think she is dead.
Sadly crying, the dwarfs laid Snow White in a glass coffin. Just then, a handsome young prince was passing by and found her.
She is such a lovely princess.
When he tried to lift her up, the piece of poisoned apple fell out of her mouth.
Oh, you saved my life. Hooray! The princess is alive!
Beautiful princess, will you marry me?
Yes, I will.
That was a wonderful performance. I request everyone to give a big round of applause to them. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. The Cinderella dance is an iconic moment in the story of Cinderella, where she attends the royal ball and dances with the prince. This scene is a pivotal moment in many adaptations of the classic fairy tale, symbolizing Cinderella's transformation and her fleeting moment of happiness amidst her otherwise difficult circumstances. The Cinderella dance symbolizes hope, dreams, and the possibility of a better future. It represents Cinderella's moment of escape from her mundane life and her belief encounter with true happiness and love. For many, this scene embodies the essence of the Cinderella story, a tale of perseverance, kindness, and the belief that dreams can come true. Here are our junior and senior kindergarten kids with the next performance.
Once upon a time, there lived a pretty maid, Cinderella. She had a wicked stepmother and wicked stepsisters. There was a pretty maid, Cinderella was her name. Her mother and sisters made her work, to her help they never came. Cinderella, stitch my clothes. Yes. Cinderella, clean my shoes. Yes, yes I will. Cinderella, clean the floor and see that it sparkles. Yes, mother. Poor Cinderella had to work all day long. She didn't have proper clothes. She was given rags to wear. One fine day,
His Majesty the King has invited one and all for the grand ball.
The king invited one and all for a grand glamorous ball. Her mother and sisters went away, but Cinderella they didn't take at all. Poor Cinderella, she was so unhappy and sad. She too wanted to go to the ball. Oh, I wish I could go to the ball. But suddenly, a fairy appeared. Cinderella, Cinderella, why, oh why are you crying? My dear child, oh dear child, why are you weeping and sighing? Oh fairy queen, what do I do sitting here? My life is so sad, my life is so sad, my life is so sad, full of tears. I wish I could go to the ball with my mother and sisters and all. I have no clothes, I have no shoes, I have just nothing to wear. My mother and sisters have left me and gone. I don't think that's fair. The fairy wiped her tears and said, "Don't worry, my child, I'll send you to the ball. Get me a pumpkin and some mice." Cinderella jumped up. She ran to the garden. She ran as fast as she could. She pulled out a pumpkin and took some mice. The fairy shook her magic wand, and lo, behold, what happened? The fairy shook her magic wand, and lo, behold, what happened? Cinderella's dress was all in rags. It turned to silk and satin. The pumpkin turned into a carriage. Oh, what a big surprise! The mice turned into horses. She couldn't believe her eyes. Cinderella, you must come back before the stroke of midnight. Yes, Fairy Queen. Cinderella rode merrily. Soon she reached the palace. Cinderella looked so beautiful and fair. She caught the eye of the handsome prince, but she was not aware. The prince was so enchanted, he asked her for a dance. Cinderella, though a little shy, came forward and took this chance. was lost in a world of her own. She was not aware that it was going to be midnight. The clock struck 12. Cinderella jumped in fright. Ah, it's midnight. Oh, what shall I do? She ran down the stairs. As Cinderella ran down the palace stairs, she didn't notice that she had left her glass slippers. By the time she reached home, the magic ended. Next day, the town crier made an announcement.
Listen, one and all. I have come to seek the girl whose foot fits this glass slipper. She shall marry the prince.
All the ladies in town tried. They thought maybe one of them would be lucky. All the ladies rushed to the crier. They pushed and cried in pain. The slippers fitted nobody. They all tried in vain.
Ouch! They're so small.
Oh, my foot doesn't even get into it.
I wonder who has feet like this.
Oh, it doesn't fit. At last, he came to the house where Cinderella lived. On hearing the voice of the town crier, Cinderella quietly peeped out. The ugly sisters first tried the slipper.
Let me try. Let me try.
Move away. Jesus, it's me.
Oh, let me try. The ugly sisters first tried the slipper. Their feet were too wide or too big, so their faces had a look of gloom. Then the town crier looked around. He asked,
Are there any other girls in the house?
No, said the stepmother and sisters. Just then Cinderella came down the stairs.
Who's this?
She's the maid servant.
Let her try the slipper.
No, she can't. She was not there.
Please, may I try them? Cinderella put her foot into the slipper. Ooh, what a surprise! The slipper fitted her well. Happily, Cinderella went to the palace. The prince looked at her and kissed her hand. There was a great celebration. Cinderella married the prince and lived happily thereafter.
Amazing performance. It was very soothing and it was out of the box.